We are back here at CrossFit Advanced in Easton, and as promised, Greg Timon is joining us once again, but this time he is going to talk about Test Your Mettle, the competition they hold at SportsFest. Greg, thank you so much for giving us more time.
Well, thanks for having me.
Talk about the competition. Who can get involved during SportsFest?
Well, it's going to be our third year at SportsFest, and we're so happy to be a part of it. As we mentioned in the previous segment, CrossFit is not just an exercise program, but also can be used as people to participate in a competition. If you work this hard at something and you want to compare yourself against others, just the way people would go and jog for exercise and then maybe join in on a 10K or a 5K race and be compared against others, we do the same thing in a competition format. It's not just for people who participate in CrossFit, but it really helps if you have that broad spectrum of fitness that's developed through CrossFit, because each competition has 3 to 4 different workouts, and it can include a variety of different movements and exercises, and if you're not familiar with it, it puts you behind the 8 ball a little bit. But it is for anyone who wants to come out. We have a couple divisions. We have an individual competition on Saturday, where we have a men's division and women's division, and then we have a master's division this year for the first time for men and women over the age of 50. And we set up these different workouts that are done for both men and women. They do the same workouts, we just change the weight. What are required of the men is one weight, and then we have another weight set for the women. And then amongst them, we have another division for those who maybe not be able to participate at that higher level with the heavier weights. We have a scale division where they can participate as well with lesser weights, so that it's, again, something for everybody.
So as you mentioned, the individual competition that is held on Saturday, what are maybe the different goals that people will bring in for themselves?
That's a great question. Most show up who train either on their own in the CrossFit manner or at other CrossFit gyms throughout the tri-state area, and they're looking to see who's top dog. You know, they want to see how they're working out on their own, how that compares against others in the region. So the goal for some is to win. You know, that's why they come. But that's not, only a very small percentage, of course, are vying for first, second, or third place. So everybody else are just trying to compare themselves against others and see how they fare, or just to see how they can do in a competition setting and enjoy that aspect of it. So the goals vary from those looking to win and all the way down to people just wanting to experience CrossFit in a competitive setting.
For the individuals, it's not just competition against one another, but they really are racing against the clock as well. That's
exactly right. So each person during one of the workouts will be racing the clock, and based on how fast they are able to accomplish that workout, they're going to accumulate points. And at the end of the 4 different rounds, then we compare all the points accumulated, and whoever has the most wins. So even though we have a lot of heats of individuals participating, and they'll be alongside others, they're not necessarily trying to compare themselves with that person at the moment. They're racing the clock to score as many points as they can each time.
Does the winner receive anything?
Oh, they receive a customized, very attractive trophy made out of metal. So yeah, we do a good job, I think, with presenting a very nice looking award.
Then there is also a team competition which is held on that Sunday, the 21st. Talk about what the difference is between that.
Well, the atmosphere and the setup is almost identical. We just have different workouts on Sunday, because some individuals will come back the next day to compete in a team. So it's a team competition. We have 4 people on a team. In the prescribed division, it has to be 2 men and 2 women, and they work together on these workouts to accumulate points for each round. So we have that aspect for the team, as well as a scale division, which can be 4 men or 4 women, or any combination of where they're competing in their own division as well.
Now you mentioned the men and women. They typically do the same thing, just with different weights, or how does that work?
They, in the individual competition, there are distinct weights for the men to use, and then another set of weights for the women. In the team division, it could be a little different. There could be one weight, and the women have to double up to do it, or the men, or we may have different weights for the men and women as well. So you never know what you're going to get in the team competition.
How inspiring is it to be on the team competition and have someone there cheering you on and supporting you?
We started the team competition last year for the first time, and we had an overwhelming response of people to register, and they love it. People just seem to love the team atmosphere. They work much harder, it seems, when they're counting on each other to score points for their team. So it really is a great atmosphere, and the camaraderie that's developed during the team competition is pretty inspiring.
So, as we mentioned, this is the competition you bring to SportsFest, which will be the 20th and 21st of July this year. And it's just like any other competition, except you're outside, right?
That's exactly right. SportsFest is unique in that our venue is outdoors in a beautiful setting. We have a great spot over at the fields, and people comment every year on how much fun it is to be outside to do this style of competition in such a beautiful, picturesque setting that's provided, during SportsFest. So we load up just pretty much the contents of our gym, and we ship it over to SportsFest to hold the competition outdoors.
And if people are interested in this competition, where can they go to find more information or to sign up?
They can go to www.sportsfest.org and click on the CrossFit link, or they can go to www.crossfitadvanced.com, where we'll have information about the competition there as well.
Thank you so much for your time once again.
All right, thank you.
And that is Greg Timon again. He is the owner of CrossFit Advanced in Easton. Stay tuned. When we come back, we are going to take a look at fistball. This is something you are not going to want to miss.